Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the iAstronomer Club YouTube live event. I am Ilman Sari, your host for today, and I am thrilled to have all of you here with us. We have an exciting and educational event planned for you tonight. And before you dive into the program, let me introduce our facilitator for today, who is Rudranshi, an iAstronomer. She will be talking about conjunction of the moon and Jupiter. Also, she will be pointing out a 50 refracting telescope at the moon, which can be a rewarding experience for an amateur astronomer. It's a great way to explore the lunar surface in detail. So, let's take a look at our event agenda. Presentation on conjunction of Moon and Jupiter by iAstronomer Rudranshi, followed by pointing telescope to the lunar surface, that too by our iAstronomer Rudranshi Shankar. And further, there will be the live view of the conjunction of Moon and the Jupiter, which is obviously going to be the weather dependent. So I request you all to put your fingers crossed, and without any further ado, let's get started with Rudhanshi's presentation on the conjunction of Moon and Jupiter. Over to you, Rudranshi.
Hello, everybody. Hello, hola, bonjour, namaste. I hope I have drawn your attention to today's celestial event, which is the Moon and Jupiter conjunction. So let's get started. The nitrogen in our DNA, the calcium in our teeth, iron in our blood, the iron in our apple pies, from as you can from made. One second. So first of all, I'd like to show you this quote. The nitrogen in our DNA, the calcium in our teeth, iron in our blood, and the carbon in our apple pies were made of the interiors of the collapsing stars. We are made of stars. This is by Carl Sagan. This quote tells us all about what we are actually made of. Well, exactly, you can say we're all stars, aren't we? Now, let's talk about the Moon and Jupiter conjunction. So put on your space helmets, fasten your seatbelts, and let's blast off for this intergalactic adventure. So first of all, we're going to talk about one of the lead roles in this conjunction, which is Luna, or aka Moon. Moon or Luna is the word, or it's one and only natural satellite. It is legit 4.51 billion years old. The rising time is 15:53 p.m. and the setting time is 5 o'clock 37 minutes the next day. So I think you're getting the gist that yes, Moon is going to be live for the magnitude. Well, what really is magnitude is the first question I'd like to arise in your minds. Now, first of all, the magnitude is the measure of brightness of an object, which will be minus 2.68. That means it will be really, really, really bright in the night sky, and its illumination is 96%. A little 96. So you can see how bright our moon will be tonight. Now it's time for Jupiter. It is no joke that Jupiter is the most massive, like it's mind-blowing, the most massive and colossal planet in the whole solar system. Like legit, the whole solar system. It is the fifth planet from the sun, and its rising time is 15:58 p.m. today. Now its setting time is 4:58 a.m. the next day. Its magnitude is minus 2.69, so even our Jupiter will be really, really bright in the night sky, and its illumination will be 100%. It will be this way for this entire month and for this conjunction. Now, I'd like to shift your eyes to the next slide. Now, really, what is a conjunction? Like, if we're talking about the Moon and Jupiter conjunction, shouldn't we be talking about what is a conjunction? Please don't look it up online. I'm going to explain it step by step. Now, The actual concrete definition is this. A conjunction is a celestial event in which two planets, or a planet and a moon, or planet and a star appear really close to one another from the Earth's surface. Now, in other words, it feels like they're getting close to each other, or like they're running towards each other, like you meeting your best friend, you're like running towards each other. Just like that, today, another such celestial event is going to be happening. Now, many such celestial events have been happening throughout history. And today, we will discuss about another such event, which is, drumroll please, the Moon and Jupiter conjunction. Now, let's discuss about today's conjunction. Tonight, the Moon and Jupiter are going to conjunct. Yes, tonight. Now, Moon and Jupiter are going to be in conjunction before dawn. As I mentioned, the rising time and setting time. I think you got the gist that they will be in conjunction before dawn. Now, Jupiter can be seen like a bright star-like celestial body near the moon. Like, yeah, it's going to be near the moon, and it's going to be in the Aries constellation. Now, the moon and Jupiter conjunction is also a really important event in astrology. So, to astrology and astronomy fans, today is a really important day. Well, basically, in Indian astrology, this is a really important event. So, let's get started. Now, the great conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter. Now, this is going to be a video, so I want all your eyes on this video. So, let's go. This is Saturn, and that star-like object is Jupiter. Now, I want to explain why this is called the Great Conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter. Is because this is one of the rarest conjunctions known to us, and it happens only in 20 to 30 years. Like a whopping 20 to and 30 years, and maximum of us could actually see this. That is a great achievement in my book. So let's keep on going with this and to the next slide. Now, we're getting a view from Stellaria. Now you can see that that ram is Aries. Now you can see on one of its feet, you can see the moon, and then on a little bit other side, you can see Jupiter. This is today's view. So let's keep on going. Now the thing is, we need to know the view of separate days. Now for 24th, which was yesterday, I hope you can see the moon and Jupiter right there. So then, as for today, they're appearing so close to each other like eyes on a face. Then for tomorrow, on 26th, Jupiter, Moon, and Uranus will be visible in the sky. And this is the real-time view. So I think it's really exciting that we can see this, and even our ancestors could hardly see this, but they knew about these things. So let's move on to the next slide. Now today is separation between Moon and Jupiter at 7:30 p.m. This is the angular separation. It's 3 degrees and 41 minutes from the Moon to Jupiter. Yes, Dallas. Now, I hope I'm getting your excitement up. because now we're going to go to the next slide, the observation plan. Now, as you can see, the weather condition is a really integral part of this. As if you don't know the weather condition, it's really hard to see your celestial objects as you're seeing or you're gazing at a celestial object. It all depends on the weather condition. And without the integral weather conditions, nothing is visible in the sky. Like in Delhi, sometime before, like during the Diwali, the pollution was so much we couldn't see, sometimes even see the moon. So I think I'm telling you guys, or I'm informing you, weather condition is integral. It's really important. Now, Stellarium is like a mobile app that you can install and you can see whatever you want in the sky. Now, the thing is, not everything will be visible in the sky at all times. So this is like a map of the cosmos. Isn't that exciting? Like you can see the cosmos. What we dream of is just download an app and that's it. Now, this is the best possible equipment. Now, this is a DSLR and a telescope or for a pair of binoculars. They're the best possible equipment as they can show the visibility level much higher than we could see with our naked eyes. Now, I'd like to tell you guys, keep exploring and keep on learning as we won't be getting these up. We're lucky to get these opportunities. And I hope I've excited you all and you will see the conjunction today from your own side. And happy conjunction from my side. Thank you, and over to Mama.
Thank you, Rudranshi. Thanks for presenting such an amazing presentation on conjunction of Moon and Jupiter. So now I would like to request Rudranshi to please help us out how we can point our telescope towards the Moon. Okay, so talking about conjunctions, basically, as we discuss about conjunctions, what are conjunctions? So any celestial object, they can be any two planets, a planet and a moon, or a star significantly, if they appear to be closer in the night sky. So from Earth's point of view, they are said to be in the conjunction. So conjunction, they basically have no profound astronomical, you can say, significance, but they are very nice to observe. So if you want to observe, you can say sky, so you can view conjunctions. So in our solar system, conjunctions, they occur frequently between planets because the planets orbit around the sun and in approximately same plane, that is our ecliptic plane, and thus they trace similar paths across the sky. So if any two objects, they have the same you can say right ascension or the same ecliptic longitude, so they are considered to be in the conjunction with one another. So yes, there are different kinds of conjunctions. So inferior planets, as you can say that we have different inferior and you can say different inferior planets as Venus and Mercury. So these conjunctions are also basically categorized into two kinds. So an inferior conjunction occurs when the planet, it passes approximately between Earth and the Sun. If it passes exactly between them, moving across the Sun's face as seen from the Earth, then it is in the transit. Okay, talking about the superior conjunction, it occurs when Earth and the other planet, they are on the opposite side of the Sun, but all the three bodies are again nearly in a straight line. So these were about, you can see different conjunctions. Now, I would like to hand over to Rudranshi.
Hello, everybody. It's back to me, and today I'm going to show you how to point your telescope to the moon. Now, let's explain what really is the parts of the telescope. Now, this is our tabletop tripod, and this is the mount. And this mount, the type of this mount is azimuth, which helps movement up and down and side to side. Now, this is our optical tube or main tube. It has a refractor telescope of 50 mm. Now, this is the knob alt-azimuth mount, which helps in the up and down movement. This is the eyepiece, which helps us see a magnified picture or pic of the celestial object. And this is just an erector or corrector, which helps us to just erect the picture. Now I'm going to join this telescope together. We're going to start by attaching the main view to the alt-azimuth mount. Then this knob right here will go in to here.
Louder.
Now you can see I'm putting this inside. This might take a little bit of time as it's tricky to put this knob inside this really small hole. Now let me show you from this side. I'm just going to attach it in. As you can see, like this is a little bit of a struggling point, but yes, it's finally going in and it's out. Now you can see how hard it is, so I'm going to keep on trying until I do this. This is the only hard part of using a telescope, one of the hard parts actually. Now in goes the knob, it's going in, it's going in. This is a really integral time, as if it falls out, everything's done. Now it's you can see it's sort of going in. And I'm getting help from my sister for putting this together. And then I'm going to add this bolt right here. And this helps in the locking of the mount. Otherwise, it's going to go up and down, left and right. So this bolt is a really important part as well. Now comes the most fun part, which is viewing the moon. First one is going to take this lid off. And now this is the fun part. You're going to sit down and try to find the moon. Now what you're going to do is stare at one point of right here. You're going to stare at this one. Close my eyes. I don't know how to wink, so I'm just going to close one of my eyes. I'm going to use go like this, and I want this to go straight up like that. So the moon is more easily visible. There's a little bit of a manual work in this, so yeah, it's a bit harder. Around here, if you start to see a golden light, it means you're close. Now I'm just going to show I'm seeing a golden light, and we're really close to the moon, everybody, so don't log out just yet. As soon as you start to catch a light around the edges, that means you're really close. Hold the tripod really carefully, and that's the only way you're going to find the moon.
Okay, so this was amazing, amazing, Rudranshi. As you can see, our little iAstronomer, she is trying her best so that we can point towards the moon. Say, assembling part is done and pointing part is going on. It takes, you can say, a few minutes to point out towards any celestial object. And you can say that practice makes a man perfect. So yes, practice will make our little iAstronomers perfect. And you can say with practice, they will be able to, you can say, point out the telescope towards any celestial object within few seconds. So yes, it's very easy. It's not a big deal. Talking about the moon, so yes, we have moon today. The moon, it rises at 15:53 p.m. and it is in its gibbous phase with 95.6% illumination. and the magnitude of the moon is minus 12.27. So yes, it's very good to see the moon. And after the moon, you can say that so the moon today is going to be seen in the constellation Aries, and the conjunction of Jupiter and moon is in the constellation Aries, and the angular separation between them is 3 to 4 degrees. The direction of rising is 3 to 4, you can say northeast and east mostly. Direction of the set will be on 28th. You can say it's going to be the west and northwest. Latitude is going to be 30 degrees at 6:30 p.m. And yes, we have successfully pointed our telescope towards the moon. Rudranshi is pointing her telescope towards the moon, and she's trying to show the moon through a tiny telescope. So as we can see that the moon looks so beautiful in its big gibbous face. It's very bright. I see. No one would miss the chance to observe such a beautiful moon. They're trying to focus onto the moon with the help of the, you can say, other colleagues. So yes, it takes a little time, but it's not that hard. Focusing, it may takes, you can say, a few minutes. So let's wait until it gets focus. And as of now, we can talk about few conjunctions. Conjunctions in the past were, you can say, so many, but there are few notable conjunctions as on, you can say, 2012. There were, okay, so yes, we are successfully able to focus on the moon. So as you can see on the screens, different features of the moon, they are visible to us. So hope you all might be very well aware with the different features of the moon. So as you can see here, there are few dark patches, and we call dark patches of the moon as mirrors. So talking about the mirrors during the formation of the moon, so the moon was in the form of hot molten lava. So with time, what happened? It got frozen, the lava got frozen, and it turned to these dark patches, and which we know it by the name mare today. So yes, you can see the mares. Amazing, very beautiful. Let's try to focus onto the moon. Yes, as we can see, it's a totally dark patch, clearly visible. Wonderful. Wow. Okay, so I guess no one would like to miss the chance to observe such a beautiful moon. Golden opportunity for any astronomer, you can say, to observe any conjunction is this with the gibbous moon, with all its different features being shown. We'll try to focus and zoom it in so that we can see craters even. Rays are also visible. See, rays are basically the lines which emerges from any craters. So the line which emerge from any craters, they are known as rays. So yes, we are able to find the another feature of the moon, that is rays. Few craters are visible to us. As you can see, the crater at the bottom of the moon, yes, it's clearly visible. Craters, basically, they are the pits present on the surface of the moon. During the formation of the moon, what happened? The asteroid or the space rocks, they hit with the moon, and due to which what happened? There was a collision between different space rocks and the moon, leading to the formation of these craters or tips. So yes, we have many craters on the surface of the moon because of the same reason, that is due to the collision of space rocks. Trying to focus on the mares. Within mares, you can see different craters. Yes, different craters can be seen within mares, and the size of these mares can vary. They can be as large as your national capital, Delhi. So yes, they are very, very large. Talking about the craters, they are very, very deep. They are even deeper than anything you can find on the surface of the earth. They are too deep. Again, we have lost our moon, trying to find our moon and trying to focus upon that. See, as it the moon, it keeps on moving. So focusing on the moon and observing its features, it can sometimes take a little time. Okay, so meanwhile, our iAstronomer, she successfully points out towards the same. Let us talk about few another things. Okay, so as Rudranshi, she was talking about great conjunction. So great conjunction basically is the conjunction of the planets Jupiter and Saturn when they appear closest together in the sky. Okay, so can anyone guess what is it? Wow, this is our planet Jupiter. So yes, we have successfully pointed out towards another celestial object that is our Jupiter, trying to zoom it in and trying to see its different beautiful features. Just a little patience is required. Since it is very, very far away from Earth, so it seems to be a very small dot in comparison to Moon, which is comparatively closer to us. The Jupiter, which is very, very far away from our Earth, it appears to be a tiny dot. And obviously, we can find a little issue and focusing onto that tiny planet. Okay, so let's talk about Jupiter. So, as you all might be very well aware of the biggest planet in our solar system, yes, this is our biggest planet. Our Jupiter is the biggest planet of our solar system. It's similar to a star, but it's never got massive enough to start burning. So it's covered in swirling cloud strips and it has big storms like Great Red Spot, which has been going for hundreds of years. Jupiter, it is a gas giant. Yes, we have different planets in our solar system and they are of different types. Some they do have solid surface, some they are gaseous giants, some they are icy planets. So yes, our Jupiter it's a gas giant and hence it does not have any solid surface, but it may have solid inner core of about the size of the Earth. Also, it has rings, but they are too faint to see very well. So you might be surprised to know that yes, our Jupiter too has the rings. It's really hot inside the Jupiter, and no one knows exactly how hot, but the scientists they think that it could be approximately 24,000 degrees centigrade. That's in nearly Jupiter's center or core. And basically, talking about the composition of the Jupiter, it is entirely made up of hydrogen and helium. As we were discussing about that, it could be a successful star. So yes, the composition is exactly the same, but what happened? Because it is not sufficient enough. Hence, it's a failed star. So there are certain tremendous temperature and pressure changes inside the core of the Jupiter due to this different gases. These gases, they cause extreme temperature and pressure variations. Okay, so yes, let's talk a little about moons of the Jupiter. So yes, there are in all 95 moons of the Jupiter. Yes, there are so many moons of Jupiter, as our Earth has only one moon and its moon name is Luna. Jupiter has 95 moons. And you can observe a few moons of the Jupiter that are also known as Galilean moon. They're very, very famous moon of the Jupiter. So yes, they are also visible in the night sky, and I hope no one would miss the chance to view them also. So let's try our best and let's hope if we can see those moons today. So let's talk now a little about conjunctions. So I was talking about the Great Conjunction. So Great Conjunction, yes, it is the conjunction of the planets Jupiter and Saturn when the two planets they appear closest together in the night sky. Great conjunctions, they occur approximately every 20 years when Jupiter it overtakes Saturn in its orbit. They are named great for being by far the rarest of the conjunctions between the naked eye planets, excluding Uranus and Neptune. So the spacing between the planets, it can vary for these super conjunction to conjunction, with the most events being 0.5 to 1.3 degrees. And very close conjunctions, they happen much less frequently, and separation of less than arcminutes have only happened 4 times since 1200, and most recently in 2020. So yes, many conjunctions, they are very, very special. And apart from these conjunctions, like we have discussed about different inferior conjunctions and superior conjunctions, and you can say that the super conjunctions. There are few notable conjunctions also. So yes, there was a conjunction in 2012, the conjunction of Venus, Jupiter, and Mercury. Yes, it was the astronomical conjunction that occurred on February 25, 2012 between Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter, forming a triple conjunction. So yes, we have another type of conjunction which is known as a triple conjunction, and it was globally observed in the western sky soon after the sunset. And on March 13, Venus and Jupiter, they re-entered the conjunction, and the 5 astrological signs, that is our zodiac constellations, were globally visible all around the sunset at the local time. Talking about a little more about different types of conjunctions. So yes, we have multiple conjunctions and quasi-conjunctions too. So the conjunctions between the two planets can be single, triple, or even quintuple. So a triple conjunction, as discussed, it is an astronomical event when two planets or a planet and a star, they appear to meet each other 3 times during a brief period, either in opposition or at the time of inferior conjunction. And if an inferior planet is involved, so it further is categorized into two of inferior planets with the superior planets or stars, and between the two exterior planets. So these are the most interesting triple conjunctions because these conjunctions they can be easily seen because of the greatest elongation of the planets or star involved. So yes, triple conjunctions between you can say the triple conjunctions between Mars and Saturn, it took place in 1779, 1877, and in 1945-1946. And the next triple conjunction, it will be approximately in 2185, in 2148, sorry, and in 2149, and in 2185, and in 2187. So yes, it takes, we have to wait for these much years to wait, you can say, to see the triple conjunctions. And let's talk about now the constellation. As we have discussed that the constellation in which we are going to see our today's conjunction is going to be the Aries. So yes, Aries constellation is, you can say, okay, talking about the constellation. So yes, dependence on the sky, they have become essential part of many early cultures and to agricultural cultures today. So since different constellations are visible at different times of the year, so the farmers, they were able to use them to tell what month it was. So the importance to these early civilizations of knowing the time of the year calendar cannot be underestimated. From ancient times, farmers, they knew that for most of the crops you plant in the spring and they harvest in the autumn. Therefore, by ensuring the planting which took place at the correct time, the risk of a failed harvest time kept to a minimum, particularly in the regions where differentiation between seasons was slight. So, as the relative position of the sun alters as Earth revolves around the sun, so different constellations, they become visible in different parts of the night sky. For example, Scorpius, it is only the constellation visible in the northern hemisphere's evening sky during summer. So you can find some constellations in the night sky by identifying some of their brightest or most recognizable stars. For example, you can find constellation Orion by first identifying the three brightest stars in a row that make up its belt, known as Orion belt. So Aries constellation, it is one of the 12 zodiac constellation, and which are arguably some of its known, you can say, we know all the constellations, right? We know all 12 constellations, and it is the 11th smallest, and it takes up just 441 squares degree in the night sky. So yes, this is this 11th smallest zodiac constellation. Overall, among all the 88 constellation, it stands 39 largest constellation, which is being recognized by International Astronomical Union. Talking about Aries, where it is. So yes, Aries in the astronomy, it is in the northern sky, lying between Pisces and Taurus at about 3 hours right ascension and 20-degree north declination. Aries, it's the first sign of the zodiac, considered to govern from March 21 to April 19. Aries contain no very bright star. The brightest star, Hummel, which is Arabic for shield, has a magnitude of 2.0. So you might have heard about the first point of Aries or the vernal equinox, which is an intersection of the celestial equator with an apparent annual pathway of the sun and point in the sky which celestial longitude and right ascension are measured. So yes, the vernal equinox no longer it lies in Aries, but it has now been moved to Pisces by the precession of the equinoxes. So Aries, it can be found in the northern sky because of its few stars on the dimmer side. It is a little bit tricky to see it. The head of it is the ram. It is bounded by Pleiades star cluster and the Pegasus constellation on the east and west side, respectively. The best view you can have for this Aries constellation, it's in northern hemisphere in the month of December. So yes, it basically contains 6 formally named stars. The star names, they were approved by IAU, which stands for International Astronomical Union, and they are Bhareni, that is your Bharani, Potein, Potain, Hamal, Hamal, Li, Lily, Borea. then followed by Shiraten and Mizatem. And they are, most of them, they are very, very dim. Hence, it makes it difficult to see from a area which is, you can say, full of light pollution. So yes, if you want to see this, you need to move away from the lighted cities, away from the areas which are full of light pollution. So don't get confused with this term Aries. So this term Aries is basically the Latin word for Ra. And according to Greek mythology, Pixarus was the son of King Athamas of Bethsaida and his first wife, Nymphe. Athamas, he was divorced Nymphe to marry Eleno, who was the daughter of Phoenician hero Cadmus. So in a jealous rage, he planned to demise of both Phoenixus and his sister Hel. So she tricked Athamas and sacrificing, you can say, Pixarus. But before Pixarus died, he was saved by a winged ram with golden fleece sent by the Hercules. So Helios, he was also whisked away by the ram, but she fell into the sea, which was later named after her. So Pixarus, he carried to the Colchis, where he was sacrificed, where he sacrificed ram to Zeus out of the gratitude, and Zeus, he placed the ram in the night sky to honor it, while King Atreus of Colchis received the ram's golden fleece. Later, Jason and Argonauts would travel to Colchis in search of Ram's golden fleece, which was being hung in a sacred grove by Atreus according. So yes, this was a little Greek story about this Aries constellation. So talking about these different, you can say, constellations, and you can say the stories of the Aries, we just get to know, okay, I just request you all to please be a little patient. So thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. I hope you had an amazing experience with us. So yes, we have seen different features of the moon which were quite amazing, followed by the Jupiter. So as we conclude tonight's event, I want to express our gratitude to each and every one of you for joining us. So remember, this universe, it is full of mysteries waiting to be explored, and we are here to help you on your astronomical journey. We would like to extend a special thanks to our viewers, supporters, and sponsors. Your enthusiasm fuels our passion for astronomy. And if you're interested in exploring more about the cosmos and opportunities with the iAstronomer Club, please visit our website and follow us on our social media channels. Before we sign off, I would request all of you to keep an eye out for our upcoming events, workshops, and stargazing sessions. We look forward to have you with us on this incredible journey through the cosmos. Take good care of yourself. Bye bye, keep exploring, and happy conjunction.